Alright, now we're going to work on an actual project using Revit. Our goal is to draft the floor plan of this hunting shelter. Our goal is to draft the floor plan of this hunting shelter. We will start with the steps that we discussed in our manual drafting class, which means let us draft just the basic four walls. We will start with a rectangular box of 23 feet 4 inches by 20 feet 2 inches. So, we are going to start with the Revit using manual drafting, using Annotate, Detail Line, we click on it, using a thin line, just sketching if you want to call it, but very accurate sketching. We're going to go horizontally some distance. We know it was around 20 feet. And some distance vertically. Let's come back and check what those dimensions were. The dimensions were 23 feet 4 inches. 23, 4. I click on this line, I get this dimension. It was 23 feet 4. It was 2, 3, 4. You see how I highlighted it? I highlighted the numbers and I got the 23 feet 2 inches. Now I go back and double check on the other one. 20 feet 2 inches. 20 feet 2 inches. So I click on here. Instead of 28, I'm going to make it 2, 0. It was 2 inches. So now if I click on this, 23 feet 4, 20 feet 2, I have the lines drawn. I'm going to go ahead, finish the line, and you can see how as it comes flush to it, it shows me the dashed line. It means, do you want to stop here so it runs parallel? And indeed, it encloses parallel. We want to learn very early on how to dimension. This is how we dimension to the left. We're going to go with aligned. Let's see how it works. If I click this line, which is aligned with that line, I can just come up, zoom using my middle scroller, and I did it. Let's erase it. So I click on Escape, ESC, on the top of your right above the numbers. Okay, so let's delete by clicking delete. I'm going to use a line again. Pick the first line, the second line, pull it above. Dimensions are typically done above. Go just a little bit outside, click, and it will say 23 feet 4 inches. I'm going to do it the other way. Pick this line and this line a little bit to the outside. Come about this far, maybe a little bit further, 20 feet 2 inches. Click on Escape. Otherwise, that stretch bound is going to be there. Escape again, so I'm completely out of that command. Have one finger near Escape, your left finger, and your right finger, the right hand, typically works with the mouse. So I've gotten my basic outline. I go back to my drawing, and I recognize that this wall is 8 inches, so is this one. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and draw inboard on both of those. Remember how we did it manually? So I picked the first line, offset. Offset amount is over here. I can highlight the amount that I want, 8. Make sure you're highlighting the inches. It allows me to pick the line if I wanted to go on that side. But I want to go inside, not this side, this side. So I go slightly to this side of the line and close enough to the line that the computer knows where I want to go. Revit has intelligence. You just have to communicate with it. Not this side, inward. Those are my 2 walls. 8 inches. Let's double check on that. So I'm going to go to Annotate, Align, pick this line and that line, come on out here, and I see 8. Hit Escape. I pick, hit Escape again. I pick that line. You see that dot? Take that dot, yank it out. You can yank it down below or out this way. That tells me 8 inches. It's using architectural system of dimensioning. Let's do it one more time on this wall. This one and this one. Pull it out. Down, it says you wanted a line. Yes, I do. Click this line. Pull it out. I'm doing okay. All right, now let's backtrack and do more. So what I like to do is go back and see how much it is. Offset of 2 feet, 8 inches. Offset of 1 foot, 6, 8 inches. So I then go through that and I say, okay, let's do that. I'm going to go back to my Revit. Offset of 2 feet, 8 inches. So I'm going to go 2 feet first, 2 feet first. Here's my 2 feet. Offset of 8 inches. Notice it's 8 inches. Inward. Offset of 1 foot, 6 inches. Offset of 8 inches. I want to go 8 inches. Notice the way I highlighted so it stays 8 inches. There we go. So I've drawn everything, I've sketched it. But I want all of that to be part of my sketch lines. How can I do that? I can go to Manage, and I can create additional setting, and I can create additional line types by line styles. And I can go on down here and say New, and I'm going to call it Sketch. 1-Sketch Red. You can call it however you want. Okay? I say OK. It creates 1-1 because I want it all the way on the top so I don't have to look for it. I'm horrible about searching alphabetically. But I put it all the way on the top. I can find it easily. Later on, as you become better, you can choose more appropriately how to name it. I want it to be thinnest line. The thinnest line is number 1. I would like it to be red, so I choose red, and I say OK. All of my sketch lines, I like them to be red, thinnest line, solid line. I say OK. Now I'm going to come back here with a motherly hug. What does it mean? I drag downward with my cursor, pressing on my mouse, and picks up everything that's within its lines. That's picking everything. I'm going to hit Escape. If I go this way, I'm dragging upward. I see the rectangle in a dashed line. Anything it touches, it picks it. I can also pick one item at a time. I call it picking fork. I'm going to do it with a motherly hug from the top down in my solid window, pressing on my mouse, left mouse, and click. And everything that I click here, I want it to go in the category of 1-Sketch. I click on this dash in this arrow up. I'm in the top ribbon. Click on the down arrow, and I see one all the way on the top. And as I create more, I scroll up to find that one. And when I do that, I come back here. Voila, everything is sketched. Now I would like to actually go through this and draw my dark lines on top of it for my basic walls. I would like to draw with very thick line representing my walls that I'm actually cutting through. In this floor plan, I am cutting through the 2 walls, which I'm going to call them wing walls, and these 2 inner walls, I'm going to dark line. Watch how I dark line, because thick lines never cross each other in drawing, in drafting a floor plan. But first I need to create that line hierarchy. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to create line style, and I'm going to click New, and I'm going to think a little bit. So I'm just going to call -1, and I'm just going to say thickest, and I'm just going to say section walls, and that could be in plan as well as in actual section elevation. And I'm going to do cut. So it reminds me what I'm going to do. And I would like it to be black, but the line hierarchy, I like it to go thick. So I'm going to choose either 6 or 7. Let's go choose 7. And you will be more articulate with your line number later on. Right now I'm going to choose 7, and I say OK. Now I'm going to come back here, click on Annotate, click on Line Hierarchy, go on here and choose that one that I just created, which is this one, right? 1-1. And I begin to draw my lines. And I'm going to zoom. I'm going to draw, wrapping around, going like this. And all the way around. I'm going to complete that process. I have finished the process of dark lining. Watch this. I went over my red lines and dark lined the area of the lines that I can actually see. I leave my red lines alone. When you are drafting manually, you do the same. You draw very, very light lines, and later on you dark line over it without having to erase your light lines. So my red lines represent those super, super thin lines, light lines, when you are drafting manually. It shows the footprint of what you were thinking, how you arrived there. And you save it as red line sketch. You can always turn off that layer so you can no longer see that layer. Watch. I can go where the glass line is at the bottom, and I can actually do that. So first escape, so you can do that. Then go to the glass line, and you want to pick a line, and you would like to go to that glass line, and you would like to hide that category. Hide that category. All right, that red line is hidden. I want to undo it, reset. Now this time I want to look closer. It's my thickest line. I want to hide that one category. There it is. So I can turn various layers, if you like to call it, talking language of AutoCAD, or line styles, language of Revit. This is how we draft floor plan, just the basic 4 walls.